What you really are is beyond all of this. Totally beyond all of this duality. What there really is only well, I don't know how to say it. I'll just say there's only non-duality, which is a pathetic, pitiful word, but there's only utter lack of duality. This is the reality. This is all there really is. This is the essence of what you are, essence of all. So rather than pretending that we're an individual who can find something called liberation, turn away from duality. Take no notice of the apparent multiplicity that we call our life. And just be. Spontaneously, suffering disappears. Spontaneously, we are. Spontaneously, duality has been transcended. Spontaneously, we have transcended duality and suffering. Only when you have made some kind of attempt to go beyond, to be what you really are, to abide as the self. Only then do these written teachings, these verbal teachings, these teachings in words really come to life. Otherwise, it's just words, concepts, playthings for the mind. So these words only come alive when we attend to the self. I'm smiling. I'm laughing because when we attend to the self, we don't need these pitiful words. These superficial verbal teachings. So it's a tragedy. The teachings only come alive when we attend to the self. When we attend to the self, that's when we don't need the teachings. It's a paradox. It's wonderful. It's the way it is. And it's a tragicomedy. Not necessarily a bestseller. But that's the way it is. So the mind will often have lots of questions, especially as we're first coming to this kind of teaching. It's natural. It's fine. It's okay. I'm very happy to answer questions. I'm very happy for people to ask questions. But as we attend more and more to what we are, the I am, the self. The desire to ask these questions lessens, and our satisfaction with verbal answers lessens. Anyone can give some answers to some questions, and the mind can be satisfied with answers to questions. The mind might say, oh, I like that teacher. I like this teacher, that teacher, because they say this, they say that. That's what the mind does, and that's totally fine. It has its place in the seeking game. But ultimately, this whole thing of questions and answers becomes rather tiresome. We start to realize none of these answers, fundamentally, on the verbal level, on the conceptual level, none of these answers really help. There's only one thing that helps. This is to rest in the I am, that which never comes and goes, that which is the fountain of bliss and happiness, that which is the killer, the murderer of suffering and duality. That which devours egos whole, destroys them in its inner furnace. This is where the true solace, our true refuge lies in ourselves. The guru, such as my guru or our guru, I'll just say my guru because I don't want to speak for you. The teacher, the guru, Guru Ramana, any guru, is an object that appears to you, seemingly, but that which points you back to yourself. The guru is actually the subject, yourself, the I am. Appearing as other than you, but pointing you verbally and energetically, pulling you into yourself. Pushing you home and pulling you home. Coercing you, forcing you, dragging you, enticing you home. Any or all of the above. Bhagavan Ramana describes the self as a magnet that draws us under its own power towards itself and dissolves us into itself. Let us surrender to this inner magnet, this inner magnetism. That draws us into our own core and our own essence. Like a black hole, draws in matter under its own gravitational field, compressing it, solidifying it, forcing it into a singularity, creating or destroying duality as it brings it in under its own power. Let us surrender into the gravitational field of Guru Ramana, or of however you conceive of the divine, the absolute, the truth. Let us surrender our minds. Let us make our minds ready to be sacrificed and slaughtered on the headstone of self-inquiry. Let our Guru Ramana be the master executioner who yields that final blow onto our necks as we willingly lie there in front of him, waiting for him to end our suffering. And I know these are rather morbid, destructive metaphors for some reason I'm coming up with today. Apologies about that. It's quite graphic today, aren't I? I don't know what's got into me. But rest assured, this is what we are looking for. What we are striking down is not our true self, but the fiction, the malady, the illness, the ignorance. This is what we are destroying. The disease. Oh gosh, another negative metaphor coming in now. Oh my gosh, listen to me. Disease. Got to be more positive next time. More positivity, Tom. It's heavy stuff. What we are sacrificing, I'm carrying on anyway. What we are sacrificing is the disease, the parasite. Oh gosh, another negative one. Blimey. This is when we put our heads down willingly on the chopping block. Guru Ramana as executioner slaughters us, the ego. What he is really doing is being the master surgeon, extricating the tumor, the master physician, curing us of illness, making us whole, making us complete. There we go. That's better, Tom, isn't it? That's better. That's better. Making us one with him. And when the fiction, the illusion is destroyed, then what we are is, which is what we have always been, which is what we are now, is fully revealed in all its splendor. And this is much nicer. This teaching is much nicer now. It's fully revealed in all its splendor.